Hey y'all, what's going on, man? We just playing around with a little something, trying to come up with some little gimmicks here and there. But man, what's going on, man? Y'all, welcome to another edition of SWAC Smoke. Got Rod in the house, man. What's up, Rod? Man, see you in there, up in here early. What's going on? Got the big soldier over there. Of course, Mr. No Slack in the SWAC, Jamie G, and of course your tour guide C Wells in the house, man. Another Thursday, another day that's going down, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. Hey, what's up, Rod? Thank you for checking in, man. I was just a little tired, but hey, I'm ready for this show, man. I'm hyped now.
Oh yeah, like I always say, man, it's like you be out of it till like like 6 o'clock, kick around, and then that little boat boost the energy hit you, man, and you be ready to go. I don't need no Monster Energy or Red Bull when I hit that record button. I'm ready, man. So got a pretty full show today, man. We're gonna talk a little Legacy Bowl. We talked about the draft, the USL draft, USFL draft on No Slack in the SWAC. We're gonna bring a little bit of that over here. Talk a little basketball, a little bit of everything. Oh, got my Pine Bluff people in the house, man. What's going on? So yeah, it's that time of the week, man. You know how we do down here, man. We're gonna make it happen. So I guess we can start off with, like I said, we touched on it Tuesday, but let's talk a little bit about the USFL draft, man. 8 SWAC guys were selected, so that's definitely a good look right there.
Heck yeah, I definitely great look, man. I like what they got. I definitely like the variety, and it was just the only thing I noticed it wasn't no SWAC quarterbacks like that. They got in and called up from the USFL. I was quite surprised, that it was more so of like defensive players and not very many offensive linemen except Mark Evans.
Yeah, I think other than him, it was what all defensive guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
so
yeah, defensive guys.
They went heavy defense on the SWAC side. So that at least says that they got some SWAC talent out there on the defensive side of the ball. But hopefully some of these skilled guys on offense and a couple offensive linemen, a quarterback or two, could get picked up too. So they still working on putting their rosters together. So there's still some opportunities. But I don't even really think too many quarterbacks got drafted. Period. Honestly, they may be trying to go. Like the USFL went with more of the former pro guys. Well, I don't want to say former because it's still professional football, but those NFL guys that kind of in transition, working them in at quarterback early and then bringing in young guys. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes, man. When the season gets started, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for this.
Me too, cause oh yeah, hey, don't mind my Florida State Cup, man. I'm SWAC all day, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. FSU to the end, bro. I'm talking about. Hey, we back, baby.
Oh, you better know it, man.
I'm an FSU fan. That's my team, but
don't
I'm SWAC all day though. I'm gonna look at SWAC before FSU sometime though. That's just how it is.
Hey, you ain't gonna never hear nothing from me, so it's all good. What's up, Big Thrillo? Let's see. Who was the quarterback that was eligible? I don't know. I don't know if we really had anybody come out. Well, no, I think he went. I think he transferred again. I was gonna say Jalen Jones, but I think didn't he transfer again?
Yeah. Jalen Jones transferred to Charlotte.
Yeah, so
he got an opportunity to play at Charlotte. So that.
Well, come on, your boy Skylar Perry, man. He was a SWAT quarterback. He got some athleticism, man. He had a rough season this season, but I think he's a guy that.
Ray McKay.
Yeah, I think McKay was a senior too. So they had a couple guys. Not a lot of big names, but this is the kind of league where those kind of guys can get those opportunities. So we'll see what goes on. As we move forward. I'm just excited, man. The more football you get, the better. It's I never complain about too much football. I love it.
Yeah, you can't complain. We definitely can't complain about too much football. I love it. Okay, I'm definitely ready for that. I think I'm gonna attend a couple. I want to attend a couple USFL games. Definitely the ones around here in our area in Memphis and Birmingham. Definitely got to support the Memphis Showboats.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be they're gonna be the squad, man. Like, hey, got to hey. Everybody gonna have to pick them a USFL team, man. Cause when the season come around, we're gonna all get it popping. With some trash talk, man.
Yeah, I was rocking with New Orleans and also I like Birmingham too. What they were doing, they had a pretty good squad last year.
If you had to pick which one was better, USFL, XFL,
right now, XFL looking a little bit better right now.
I think
from a to me a competition standpoint a little bit, it looks like it is a little bit better. But we won't know until the season really crop out.
Yeah, I think last season I liked the USFL more last season. XFL wasn't bad, but I think I liked it a little bit more last season than XFL. But right now XFL getting off to a pretty strong start. Shout out to Jermaine Martin from A&T, man. He doing his thing in the XFL right now. Switching over to the Legacy Bowl, man. They've been having a few clips of, the practices going on this week. Man, I don't know if y'all saw this clip of Xavier Smith going one-on-one with this defensive back, man, but he put that boy in the spin cycle and broke both his ankles, bro. I'm like, that's a route that's a pro route, man. That kid is gonna be something special. I watched that video like 8 times. I was like, good God, I had to look and see who the guy was. I was like, man, please don't be a SWAC dude that got towed up like that. But it was a guy from Benedict who, obviously you got talent, you playing a Legacy Bowl, but he got caught off balance and got shook up a little bit. But Xavier Smith, man, I think he's gonna be one of those guys who gonna be able to make a good name for himself in a game like this. But quarterback play always is tough in these kind of games. You don't have the rhythm with guys. You're not used to the offensive line, so it's going to be a little bit up and down. But I hope it's a little bit more exciting than last year's. Last year's game was a little boring, but it was fun to be at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully there'll be a lot more scoring this time, and because it had a. I think this year gonna be better though. I really like the what's on the roster actually.
Yeah, I think they got a better mix of guys this year. Like I said, it's the second year. They know more what they're looking for. People more apt to be to be in it because you know what it is now. And like last game, it was like 0-0 for a long time. But I expect a little bit more scoring and a little bit more high level of play. So I'm definitely excited, man. I can't wait to get down to New Orleans and check that thing out, man. Saturday, 3:00. If y'all in the area, man, they still got tickets on sale. Start at $12.
So plenty of tickets, y'all.
Yeah, it ain't gonna sell out. The tickets start at $12. So and you buy it through the two-lane site. Only $1 ticket fee, man. That you don't find that no more. $1 ticket fee. You don't find that too much no more. So that was definitely something that made me happy. So I'm looking forward to being down there. I'm gonna try to catch up with some of the guys after the game. I'm gonna try to probably go live. What's up, DJ? What's happening, man? Welcome. So gonna definitely try to do a little something while I'm there, making a little content and bring to y'all. So definitely looking forward to that and just seeing what shakes, man. Really looking forward to seeing some of these SWAC guys, make a good name for themselves out there.
Yeah, shout out to the real MVP, Williams Chicken. The Brothers Chicken down there in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
With that good gas station food.
they got like three brothers chicken in Baton Rouge, bro. It go down. People be buying fried chicken at like 7:00 in the morning, so it go down at Brothers. Man, shout out to my boy Bubba McDaniel, man. I seen him out there throwing some passes, man. Got a nice little zip on that ball, man. Shout out to him. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him play. Although Coach Dooley is the coach of the Robinson teams, I don't know. Maybe Dooley gonna be like last season and not play him.
Man, if
really,
he don't play that,
nah.
man, he better be off that bullshit. Come on.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing my boy Bubba out there one more time, man. So we gonna definitely support. But man, like I say, it's been a pretty quiet week this week, man. Not too much craziness, which I usually rely on the craziness to kind of get some things going. But spring practice coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking forward to seeing what some of these teams can do, man. Like I said, we've been kind of going back and forth through teams all season. One of the things me and Rod did on Monday was we kind of just went team by team, man, and gave our thoughts on what we expect from this team and what and all, just all of that. So man, if you want to do something like that, man, let's run through that, man, and give everybody else out there a chance to kind of share y'all thoughts on what y'all expecting from y'all team and from everybody else. So we're gonna start in the East and we're gonna start at the bottom and work our way up, man. So that's y'all already know who that is. So that's the Cat Eye Network, man. So what's your expectation for Bethune-Cookman this season?
Oh, from my perspective?
Yeah.
Oh man. Honestly, man, from what I mean, you can't really expect much for BCU this year. I think because you really don't know what they're gonna be looking like at quarterback. For one, they lost to losing Kamari Everett, then losing playmakers like Darnell Dees and Corey Reed and
Quayshawn Bird,
and man, this probably gonna be like a rebuilding season, honestly. And I don't expect Coach Woody to make that splash unless he put together a good staff, man. But I don't really expect very much. I expect them to be at the bottom. They probably like 2-3 wins.
So I said it's gonna be a 3 or 4 year rebuild, man. And Rod thought I was crazy, but I don't really see a lot of success in this team, man. I mean, like I say, number one, the numbers is already low with the team itself. So you got to get your depth up, and you got to get talent. And like you say, I don't know, you got to get your coaching staff together. We're gonna come back to this comment. I definitely want to touch on that. So we're gonna come back to that. I just think it's a lot of questions, man. And you got 2 FBS games to start the season, so that you're already starting off on a wrong foot. So yeah. I don't really see a lot, man. Like I said, maybe 2 or 3 wins, depending. I mean, they didn't win 2 games the last 2 years, so I don't really see a lot from them this season, man. I would love to be wrong, but I just don't see a lot taking place this season. So hopefully they can start to get some guys in and get this thing back turned around. But it's gonna take some work, man. It's because right now it's just not looking good for them. I just don't know. So hopefully things will kind of shake back up and get back on point. Because you don't bring in a school to go 2-9 2 years in a row. That's not really pulling no weight. So they're gonna have to get themselves up and running. All right, so let's like I said, we're starting at the bottom. We're gonna jump up. I don't know where this team gonna finish, but let's Valley, man. What you think about Valley?
I think Valley, man, gonna be the way they putting things together. They might be better than what people might expect. Actually, I think they're gonna be they're gonna upset a couple people, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't expect them to win the East or anything. But I definitely, I think they're gonna be highly competitive though. I think they're gonna still have that blue collar work ethic, and cracking that lunch and coming to play. You know what I'm saying? So I still think they're gonna. I still think they're gonna. They're gonna win a few games though. I see them winning possibly 4 or 5 games.
like I say, man, everybody, especially last season, I saw some people saying Valley was going to be a top 2 or 3 team, and I was like, well, I don't know about all that, but they still were dangerous. But I think this season they got a better chance, man. If you look at their schedule, it's not as bad as it normally has been. They start off with Central State. That's a game that they definitely got a chance to win. Mm-hmm. Delta State gonna be tough. I mean, Delta State beat them last year, and Delta State ain't no pushover. So that's gonna be a tough game. And they playing at Delta State, so that's tough. They playing North Carolina Central in the Circuit City Classic, making a return. So I like that. I definitely like that game being back. Valley actually played Grambling in the first ever Circuit City Classic, and they played in the first 2 games of that Classic. So I'm glad that they got that back. And North Carolina Central, we don't know where they're gonna be, but they probably gonna be picked to win the MEAC again. So that's a fairly tough game.
Oh yeah.
You get FAMU next to open up your home schedule. That's not gonna be easy. You go to Prairie View. Now you beat Prairie View 2 years in a row, so maybe you got the answer for the Panthers. But that's a road game. It's gonna be interesting. You get Pine Bluff at home. That should be a dub. I mean, I'm gonna go out on the limb and say Pine Bluff is a dub. Sorry to my Pine Bluff people out there, man. I think Valley got y'all, especially in Albina. The next weekend they play Jackson State at home. They're not gonna beat Jackson State, but Valley played Jackson State tough at home. They play tough at home against JSU. Now they're gonna make them work for it, but I think too. Yeah, I think they're gonna. Well, they got a new field, man. I'm gonna take 6 points off of Valley. They got a new field because that just evens up the odds for everybody else. But they play tough against everybody at home, man. They love to ambush you in that stadium, so they're gonna be tough against Jackson at home. But JSU gonna probably win that game. They go to Alcorn after that. That's tough. Bethune-Cookman is a win. I'm calling that one. Bama State gonna be a battle, but and then they close out with A&M. So not a hard schedule. Not a hard schedule, and depending on how some of these other teams do, they might be able to steal a couple more wins. I can see 3 or 4 wins in there. Right now, just kind of picking off some things, but I don't really see too much craziness going. But I think if they could get the 4 or 5 wins under a first-year coach, I think that's definitely going to put them in a good position moving forward.
Yep.
And I like what Coach Wade doing.
Valley is they depth, how they O-line and D-line gonna be for one.
Yeah, I think they're gonna miss Ronnie Thomas for sure. That's a guy I want to see some things out of at the Legacy Bowl. I thought Ronnie Thomas could have been SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. When you look at the numbers he was putting up at Valley on that defense, the dude was a sack machine and a tackle for loss machine. They're gonna miss a guy like that on their defense for sure. Losing a guy like Caleb Johnson gonna hurt your running game. And Ja'Cory Rankin, they big play guys. So they got some holes to fill, man. But they recruited well. They seem to be putting in some pieces, so we'll see, how they come together. Like you said, depth is always going to be a problem for Valley. Numbers always catch up to them. All right, so let's see what old Manor. What you think old Manor gonna do?
Man, Manor might need to hit the panic button, man. Because I just don't. Manor, and then I think Manor lost a few coaches, didn't he?
I think he did.
Yeah, so they might be at the bottom of the SWAC though. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's gonna be interesting, man, because like I said, the offense, didn't really do as good as a lot of people always anticipate the offense doing. But they played well in spots, and then in other spots they just didn't look like they were a solid team. So defensively they got better. They still weren't great, but defensively they got better than last season. I mean, when you bring in like so many dudes out the portal like they did last year, you would expect it to improve. This year they're doing the same thing with, with the offensive side. So now he's trying to really get himself back on track in the portal. And I can see some people thinking that, that Manor is in trouble this season if they don't win. Yeah. But they got a steal in Donovan Eaglin, their running back, man. That was a really nice pickup for them out the portal from Michigan State. Really, really good back. Had a really good season closing out the year. They lost Garrett Quarles to the portal. That was their main guy at one point. But Eaglin took that spot, so I think they're okay. That quarterback is going to be the issue. They brought in like four quarterbacks. So I don't know who's gonna get that spot. So that's gonna be tough. But kind of looking at what they got ahead of them on the season, they start off at Vandy. So that's money game. They get Lane at home. That ain't gonna be easy. They should win it, but we said the same thing about Tennessee State. But Lane losing a couple of their big name guys, so they may not be as good as they were. They go to Baton Rouge to play Southern for the first time since 2019, so definitely looking forward to them coming to the Bluff. They get Pine Bluff at home. I'm counting Pine Bluff as a victory. Yeah. So I think that's a dub. They get Tuskegee at home. They should win that game. They go to.
Whoa! Let's back that one up. Tuskegee was tough last year. And
yeah, they were good. They were good, man.
And what's the boy that just what's the guy that just transferred from Alabama State there?
Oh, Ryan Nettles.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think Tuskegee gonna play Alabama A&M very close.
Oh yeah, they're gonna bring it, man. When I said it was a win, I wasn't saying like 30-0, but they gonna we'll figure it out when we get to y'all. Don't worry. I might throw y'all an upset in now, but yeah, Tuskegee gonna come. They're gonna come to play. When they play Bama State, when they play A&M, they always play with something to prove. So it's gonna be tough, but I'm for Manor's sake, this got to be a win, man. You can't lose games like this. I don't. It's an in-state rival, and it's a lower division team. You got to win them kind of games.
Yeah. I would have played them for homecoming, though.
Oh no, yes.
They could have played Lane for homecoming.
Yeah, I would have flipped it because you don't want that extra homecoming pressure on a game like that and a team like that who already feel like they get disrespected by everybody. Gonna come in with that extra chip on their shoulder, and like the comment said, quarterback play is suspect all around the league right now. I'm not saying it's bad, but see, how can I pick y'all to getting the wins if y'all not officially releasing a schedule? tell Coach Hampton to get that schedule out there, man. But like I said, I think quarterback play I don't think it's gonna be bad, but it's gonna take some time for everybody because a lot of teams got new quarterbacks. So these first few weeks gonna be interesting with that part of that position on the field. But anyway, back to Alabama A&M. Another trip to Mobile against JSU.
You already know who run the lab, baby.
Hey, you don't think Manor gonna get his voice back? Because he was quiet last season. He ain't talk no noise. You think he gonna talk some noise this year to TC?
Hey, I'm already told you what's gonna happen to one of them boys.
The puppet child. That puppet child.
I'm telling you. I ain't forgot. James G ain't forgot, man.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be on the show that Thursday. Then after the trip to Mobile, they go to Grambling. It's tough in the hole, man. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's tough in the hole.
It's tough to get in that hole.
Magic City Classic, that's a must win. Mm-hmm. You had Alabama State broke the streak last year, but that's a must win. I don't think they can do it though. I think Bama State is passing them up I think the Bulldogs kind of not going in the right direction. So that's gonna be a tough game to play. Then they get FAMU at home. That's tough.
Ooh, yeah.
Bethune-Cookman, that's a dub.
That should be a dub, man. They lose, anybody lose.
I will shoot Bethune-Cookman some bell right here. It is a home game, so you never know what happened in that stadium. So they might have a chance, but I don't really know. Then they close out with Valley at home, so tough task, man. Like I said, I can see 5 wins, 4-5 wins, but I don't see too much more than that. Last I heard, Pine Bluff was still playing Central Arkansas. They were still looking at when that game was gonna be scheduled. I saw at one point the game was gonna be played on week 0. I don't know if that's gonna be the case, but I think they was batting that around. So no date has really been announced for that game, but it is if anything come down the pipe, I'll share it. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get to 6. I think 5 is the max. I just don't see it in them. So if they have another losing season, and they don't look good, because sometimes if you catch a couple bad breaks, people will work with you. But if they don't have a good season, you think that's it for Manor?
Oh, you already know it's it. You know it's it. They probably go get Ed Reed this time.
At least Alabama and them got a nice campus, so he might not go crazy when he get up there.
Yeah, he might get it, but yeah, Manor probably be definitely up out that door, man. I mean, I don't think he can't afford to have a bad season. Definitely, if he loses the Magic City Classic, he up out of there. You already know. I mean,
that three games like Jackson State, Grambling, and Bama State. I mean, I'm not saying Grambling is a superstar team, but that's a game that Alabama and them pretty much want to win. If they lose those 3 games or lose 2 of those games, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But if they
lose to Tuskegee, he definitely.
Oh, if they lose to Tuskegee, it's done deal. That's homecoming, man. You can't lose to Tuskegee or homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
Their uniforms a little plain, but I like the maroon helmet they got. They don't wear it that much, but I like that.
I like that classic style of A&M a uniform. I always like the classic. It's very classic. They always stuck with it. I like that maroon helmet, like you said. That maroon helmet,
it's nice. Yeah, I think Tuskegee gonna play a little ball and parlay in that stadium. They probably play a little bit more than Bama State want to hear, but it's gonna be an interesting game. Let's talk about the Hornets, man. The Hornets of Alabama State. DJ, what's your thoughts, man? My boy E-Rob, straight out of NOLA. That man is the soldier. He the SWAC soldier. What you think? What you think? Bama State got lined up this season.
Bama State, they have the potential of actually giving a run in the East, but I don't like the way the offense is going. You see what I'm saying? If I was Eddie Robinson, I would have really looked. I would consider changing offensive coordinators. Man, they got a lot of. Is Santo Dunn still there?
I think he was. I want to say he was a senior. I think he was a grad guy.
It's with him. I know. I think Eddie Robinson gonna be good with the defense on the defensive side of the ball. It's just gonna be what they're gonna be doing on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, because man, they were really good. They just could not put it together. I don't know if it was complicated or what, but if they can get that offense going, man, they can mess around and really shake up some things for real.
It wasn't the complexity of the offense that was the problem. The problem was your quarterback couldn't stay healthy. you know, and I mean, you know, I don't really feel like they played the right guy at quarterback. To be honest, now, hey, and DJ noticed because he told me I was on the Davis train hard for like 4 weeks before I jumped off. But you know, athletically, man, the guy had it. I mean, he didn't have the experience, and he just didn't really, you know, look too solid. But you know, I think losing Crawley is gonna hurt with a guy that can't make it through a game before he get hurt. So that's gonna have to be a replacement. Losing a guy like Jeremiah Hickson at wide receiver, that's a tough loss. They recruited pretty well, man. They brought in some pretty solid guys. Maybe DJ could comment on that, on what he think about the recruiting class from Bama State. But defensively, they're gonna be good. I mean, you know, I think defensively they're gonna always be tough. So that's gonna keep you in games. You know, when you can be physical and stop the run, that's gonna keep you in games. But kind of looking at what their schedule look like, they got an L on week 1. So that we coming to town and we taking everything that we want. So that's an L in week 1. They need some O-line help. So hopefully we can eat on that. They play Miles in week 2, and Miles is giving them some battles, man. You know, Miles is one of those teams, man. They sneak in a few guys that are not D2 guys. Like a couple years ago, they had some really good backs for like 6'3", 220. You know, they had like really NFL guys at running back. But they're gonna play tough. But I think Bama State can get them now. They go to FAMU. That's, you know, it's always tough at Bragg. Last time they was in Bragg, they didn't score. So yeah, I'm the last person to talk about anybody team not scoring. We didn't score twice this last season, so I'm not making fun of nobody for getting shut out. I'm just saying. They get Alcorn at home. That's always an interesting matchup. When those two teams hook up. They get Bethune-Cookman at home. I don't have to keep repeating myself when I get to Bethune-Cookman. I know some of y'all think I don't like Bethune-Cookman. I don't have nothing against them, but they did have a dude with one leg back in the day when I was little, man. Played on their football team. Dude scared me to death when I was little, bro. So I always held that against Bethune-Cookman. October 14th.
You already know what that.
You already know what that is. That's a great. Oh, that's a great. That's man. I wish that wasn't our homecoming, bro. I wish that wasn't our homecoming because that's my birthday. I would love to be in there. That's the Soldier Rag Classic right there. October 14th, Jackson State, Alabama State, Soldier Rag Classic. I know TC ain't got nothing to do with that, but bro, you inherited the beef, bro. So you got the whole of your end.
That beef been brewing a very, very, very long time. It has started when Comedy was there.
Bro, that beef. You remember that year Darnell Kennedy put like 61 points on y'all?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
that go way back.
Yeah, that
Eddie Robbins swag, baby. You already know. So TC, this ain't your beef, but you got to hold your end up. So don't hug that man out of the game. Although TC is SWAC, so maybe he'll hug TC. Let's see what happens.
I don't think TC gonna be disrespectful.
No, but TC ain't built like that, man. He ain't worried about none of that stuff. He trying to coach a football game, but you know, he a SWAC dude, and you know, he got SWAC hours. So, and he had some good seasons playing at JSU. So I'm sure Eddie Robb will give him some dap and a hug, because he a SWAC guy. But that game is that in the stands and before the game. Oh my God, it's gonna be a lot of talking.
Oh so, yeah. If I was Alabama State, J State, y'all need to get a sponsor on this. Y'all need to get a sponsor for this game.
Yes,
this could be a good rivalry classic, man. I'm telling you, man.
Back and forth, bro. It's because it's some low key, you know, it's some low key blood there, man. You know, like I say, for years, those were the two. You know, before, you know, back in the day, Jackson Alabama State, Alabama, and it was the three teams that used to battle out for the East all the time. And, Bama State was still a win. They were still a win. And they was a tough team to beat for a while. So it's always been a little bit simmering. And, they've been homecoming bait at Jackson State for a few years before recently, so I like that, man. I really like. Yes, knuck if you buck. That's that's what they need to play when the stadium when the stadium gates open. That's what they need to have playing.
Man, doggone Prime might pull up to that game. What you think?
Hey, if they got an off week. If they got an off week, he might be. He might be. They gonna turn out. It's not a long trip, man. They gonna turn out. Bama State don't travel a lot. But they're gonna turn out for that one. They'll definitely be there. After they play JSU, they get the Magic City Classic, so they get to maybe put the final nail in Manor. I know they living for that. Eddie Rod can go 2-0 against Manor. That's definitely a good look for them. They get Grambling in Mobile, which is the new Birmingham of the SWAC. Bro, Mobile act like they trying to take everything. So Grambling get to go to Mobile and play Bama State. Then they got to go to Valley at Prairie View, and then they close out the Turkey Day Classic against Tuskegee. And if you know anything about the Turkey Day Classic, Tuskegee win that game a lot. So it's gonna be tough. I think Bama State gonna be a team who could finish in the top part of the conference division, man. If they can, depending on how they do against FAM and JSU, that's gonna determine where they finish. But I think they're gonna be a pretty solid team. They got a chance to have a pretty decent record this season.
Let me check something. Hey, Colorado plays Stanford Friday. Hey, Prime free.
And that's a road game or a home game.
They play Stanford in Boulder, man. So
he ain't even going to that game, bro. He ain't even know. Man. He ain't even going to that game. He leaving Friday, come to Jackson for that game. This is the name, bro. The Knuck If You Buck Classic, man. And we gonna make sure that they have some soldier eggs at the gate to give out, because it's about to go down. All right, let's talk about them Rattlers, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about them Rattlers. It's SWAC championship or bust, man. I ain't even gonna go through their schedule. It's SWAC championship or bust. If they lose to JSU again, it's gonna be ugly, bro. I don't care what the margin of victory is. If they lose to JSU again, people gonna be looking at Willie sideways, man. They got to win the SWAC, man. They got to win the East because their schedule ain't gonna allow them to get to the playoffs. At all. So they gotta, ain't no lose to JSU and then, win 9 games in a row. That ain't gonna work this year. So it's SWAC championship or bust. Well, how you feel about the Rattlers, man?
Yeah, I think, man, it's like I agree. It is SWAC or bust, man. I think that Jackson State FAMU game gonna definitely determine who's gonna win the East. I honestly feel that way, man. I don't think I think FAMU can't lose this game because they done lost it 4 times in a row.
Yeah, you go back to Harold Jackson. Old Mudbone. They've been dropping it.
I'm telling you, if they lose to Jackson State, them next 2 games they play in South Florida and West Florida.
It's not gonna be easy, man.
Ugly, bro.
Like I said, man, when you got a team, and this I can speak from experience because what JSU is to FAMU is what FAMU is to us. It don't matter who playing, it don't matter who coaching. We just can't beat them. It just, we just can't beat them. It's the same thing, with them and y'all. So when you got a team and a program that's in your head like that, man, you always got the here we go again feeling, man. When things start going wrong, you're like, here we go again. It's about to happen, and that they have to get over the hump, bro, because they recruited really well this season, and I feel like they building for that game. So, man, Reed gonna fam you, boys, a route. But Reed got 2 SWAC jobs already, man. He got Alabama and he got FAMU. He gonna be the first man.
I get at FAMU, man.
Oh, that's trouble. That's trouble. That's trouble. He ain't gonna have to trade in none of his orange and green shirts either, so he'll be all right. But I feel like they're building for that game, man. So if they win that game, it gives them momentum. But the way they're building for that game, if they lose that game, like you said, them next couple games gonna be interesting. And knowing that you don't have much left if you fall out of the race is gonna it's gonna be interesting to see if they can hold those guys together. So that schedule, is tough, man. They got to go to TSU. That's a long trip for them, and it should be TSU gonna be a really good team this season. So that's gonna be tough. Of course, they're gonna win their third. They're gonna win the Florida Classic. I can't even get it out. They're gonna lose. They're gonna win the Florida Classic again. Probably for the next few years, they're gonna win that game. They're gonna start their streak back up. Hopefully, Bethune-Cookman don't get too bad, so they don't move the Classic back to Tampa like it used to be. But it's gonna be, it's gonna be tough. Like I say, I think their season all hinges on JSU. If they struggle, then it's gonna be tough because they losing some guys, But they brought in some guys, but we don't know how that's gonna translate. But let's jump over to the big blue Bengals, man. Oh, Wavy Dave. What? Hey, shout out to Wavy Dave, man. He got a bobblehead at the National Bobblehead Museum, man. Shout out to old Wavy Dave, man. Do they still run and jump into the goalpost, man?
Oh yeah, they do. They do.
I used to love that, bro. When I was little, bro, I used to love that. Oh man, take off at the 50, bro. Running and jumping. Well, hey, schedule shape up. Like I said, we already know week 1 is FAMU. Well, yeah, week 1. Well, week 0, South Carolina State. Oh, buddy, gonna have them boys ready to play. I don't know if they're gonna have the talent to play with JSU, but they're gonna definitely make it a mud pit type of game. I think they're gonna try to come in there and scratch and claw, but I don't know if they got the talent to keep it up. Then FAMU after that, then they come to Mumford. Who knows what Southern gonna be? So it should be, hopefully it be better than last season. That can't happen in Baton Rouge, bro. I'm just gonna say, if last year game happened this year, it's gonna be ugly in the city. So just for self-preservation, they need to come out there and make something happen because you don't want to have that happen at home. But it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a tough game. Either way, I think like I said, we'll figure out where both teams at. I do like that Texas State game. I don't know if they, I don't know if I'll say they can win it. But those are the kind of games that I like for FBS game, bro. A low level FBS team. So I know old Prime wasn't fans of these kind of games, but this is a good game for JSU, man. It definitely give you a chance to go out there and make, try to make something happen.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. The Texas State brought in some good talent as well. That PJ had a kid, we lost him to Texas State, man. It's gonna be an interesting game. I think Jack State will definitely be competitive in it. You know what I'm saying? We got a chance.
Yeah, I mean, because Texas State got a new coach this year, coach from Incarnate Word, so they're gonna try to be a better offensive team when you look at what his program did there. But like I say, they got some new pieces coming in. So we'll see how they work out. Like I said, we already went over two of the big games that they got against the Alabama schools. Ain't no need to drag neither one of them schools through the mud no more, especially Mantle. We let them slide. Alcorn in Jackson, so that's definitely gonna be that could potentially be a rematch game, bro. Mm-hmm. That could be a preview of the SWAC championship. Back to back, JSU Alcorn, that would be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, most definitely. And you definitely don't want. I don't know. Would you want to play Alcorn twice? Because they were hard last year.
I like I said, I wouldn't want. I mean, I've seen my team play Alcorn twice, and they get it out you every time. So Alcorn always gonna get that extra little oomph out of you. Because Coach Fred ain't scared to get a little physical with your team. So it might not be a good look to play them twice, but I think it's potential. So I think Alcorn gonna definitely be one of the top teams in the West. Mm-hmm. Speaking of the West, let's go ahead and talk about Bethune. I mean, the Bethune-Cookman of the West. Let's talk about Pine Bluff.
Man, we don't know much about Old Hemp though.
No, man, they signed 5 guys, bro, and not the hamburger place, but they brought in 5 guys in the off season. So who knows? And they losing a lot, so it's gonna be a tough road for them, man. But if you're a Pine Bluff fan, this is your home schedule, and you got to like this. This is your home schedule. Tennessee, no, sorry, that's a Southern Heritage Classic. Southern, Alcorn, Jackson, Grambling, and Central Arkansas. That's your home schedule. It don't get no better than that, man. It don't get. If you're a Pine Bluff fan, you ain't got no reason not to go to the games other than your team probably ain't gonna be good. But you get all the big name teams coming to your stadium this season, so you really don't have no excuse to not turn out at home. Now, how your team doing them games is a good question, but just having the names coming to your town, that's definitely a good look for you, and you get to play in the Southern Heritage Classic this year. So at least your classic that you play in this year would not get canceled like that St. Louis game last season. But
yeah, mm-hmm.
So at least you're gonna get. I don't know what kind of money they're gonna give you, but at least you're gonna get some money and have an actual game take place. So that's a good look. But I think they're gonna they better. Y'all better care about something. Because it ain't the product, man. The names is gonna get people in the stadium. Y'all need some people in the stadium, but it's gonna be a long season, man. So again, the SWAC is crazy. You can't never count nobody out, but I don't really see too much coming out of them right now. I would love to be proven wrong. I'm always want to be proven wrong, but right now I just don't know if Old Hampton gonna get it done for y'all.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be weird. Y'all seeing JSU and Tennessee State in that classic. I think it's still gonna be a nice little weekend, though.
Yeah, it's still gonna be like I said, I think Pine Bluff gonna turn out, man, because this is their opportunity to get invited to a nice party. So they're gonna, when you finally get the opportunity to get invited somewhere, you try to come out in your best and show up. So I think, like you say, I think people still gonna make that trip. A lot of people, like to go up there. So I think it's gonna be some good atmosphere there. I don't know how long it's gonna be like that. I don't know if it's year after year, but this year I think it's gonna definitely still be a good barometer for the atmosphere.
Do you think Jackson and Tennessee State do you see Jackson getting back into that eventually?
If they make some changes, man, if they get the money right, because obviously JSU done said, now I know the instigator of that money thing is gone, but people eyes is open now, so you can't really take a bad deal now. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that, but I still believe these two teams should play, bro. I mean, this is a historical rivalry. If it ain't in Memphis, it need to be home and home. These two teams need to be on each other's schedule. That I feel strongly about that. Wherever they play at, they need to play. That I wouldn't mind. Like I said, home and home, I think would be great. I think that would be great because you got two big stadiums that's gonna get filled up. So, and like I said, these two teams play each other all the time. So why stop now? Maybe you can make the money yourself and cut out the middleman. But I definitely think so. You see a future with JSU back in the game?
I think eventually I think they can come. It's gonna be some table talk, man. I think they're gonna be back in it somehow. I mean, there's too much money to be missing out on, man.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta leave for that person to realize what they had. You know what I'm saying? Like you get mad with your girl, and you gotta leave for a little while, so she can recognize what you was bringing to the table, and then she call you back. So JSU leaving might open up some eyes and then make some things happen. I think some way, somehow, somewhere the game gonna be played. It's just too good of a rivalry to not be played, man. You don't want to have a game thrown away on money. So hopefully they can find a way to fix that. Because it's just that's just the way it's supposed to be. Grambling, Hugh Jackson. What you think old Hugh gonna do?
It depends on what his quarterback gonna do. What kind of quarterback play. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna do very much because I just don't think Hugh Jackson that great of a coach. Just honestly. You know what I'm saying? But,
I don't disagree.
But
I don't disagree.
Because that offensive coordinator I don't like, but man, hey, he on the hot seat though. I mean, I think he got the win this year. It's gonna be some shake up in Grambling, man. I mean, that first year was a horrible performance,
and a lot of people was not happy, bro. Because I know a lot of people from Grambling thought Grambling was gonna run through the SWAC, bro. I think they need to fix. They got to fix some things, bro. I hate to say it. This always pains me to say, but there's no reason why Grambling shouldn't have won that classic last year, bro. There is no reason why Grambling was supposed to lose that classic. Southern offense was going backwards all night. You running the ball for 8-9 yards a pop. You get to the second half, you decide you want to start throwing the football. When you running it down their throat, they're like, why would you stop? And that's been one of the issues with their team last season is they just can't get out of their own way. They never let a running back get going. They finally got a running back that was running the ball really well, and you take the ball out of his hands, and you don't even put it in nobody else's hands. You put it in quarterback hands, and he fumbled twice and throw an interception. That's backwards football, man. And for a guy who's supposed to have a pedigree like Hugh Jackson have, you're not supposed to be coaching like that. And that shows me that you're not a really good coach.
Right.
Because I'll give you a pass in the NFL. That's the NFL. But NFL compared to SWAC is supposed to be like, you at least supposed to be able to make some things happen, but I don't know, man. This gonna be make or break. Man, I still see that zero running up and down that field, bro. I still see I close my eyes at night and I see that zero running up and down that field. Then I think about the quarterback can't hold the football, and then I wake up happy. So it's just, there's no reason. And that foolishness with taking the G off the helmet, that wasn't a good look at all.
Oh, I think that killed their whole confidence. I hated that.
That upset people. I get the message you're trying to send, but you do that in the off season, bro. You let your team earn their decals in the off season. You don't take it off in the middle of the season and then go 5 weeks without a G. Like, come on, man.
Freddie lost without that iconic G.
Freddie lost to Bethune-Cookman. It's like, come on, man. It's like, you got to find a way to make something happen, man, because Grambling is a proud place, man. Grambling used to win it. Grambling used to challenge for SWAC championships. Grambling don't want to be at the end of the road. You know, there won't be people laughing at them because you took the G's off the helmets. You know, so he gonna have to get himself right, man, because I don't really see people, you know, rocking with them too long if they're not winning.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna jump over to them Panthers of Prairie View, them Jaguars that's afraid to show their spots. That's all a Panther is, y'all. The Panthers of Jaguar that's afraid to show his spots. So, Bubba McDaniel, man, Bubba McDowell. Thank God, Bubba not here no more, so I won't get them names mixed up.
Oh man.
Bubba McDowell. I don't know what they gonna do, bro. Like they got to get themselves on track, man. They losing some guys on defense. Their offense gonna have to get back up to par. They ran the ball really well last season, but they could not throw for nothing. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be tough. I think this year is gonna be the year Texas Southern beat them, man. I said it last year and they lost, but I think TSU gonna get them this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think so too.
I think. Hey, by mid-season they had lost all them letters. They were losing letters left and right. But like I said, I think Prairie View gonna be in the mix, man. Like I said, in the streak. That's right, man. In the streak, man. Pulling for Texas Southern in that game last year, man. Got Prairie View people on my head for like at least a week and a half. So this year, man, I want to get them, man. I want to get them. So y'all in the streak is at home. So y'all definitely should win to end the streak. But I think Prairie View gonna be in the mix. You know, I think they gonna be, you know, typical Prairie View team. And that takes us to I'm gonna say them for last. That takes us to Texas Southern. I think this team who can contend for the SWAC West, man. I think Texas Southern gonna be right there.
They should be. Heck yeah, definitely. You got a good quarterback for one. That you know he's a proven great quarterback. But it just is Texas Southern gonna, you know, make that leap. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we're gonna just take this thing, man. Like, what's the mentality of Texas Southern, man?
Yeah, you know, like
he's kind of laid back. He's like, but man, can you bring that dog out them guys, man? I mean, because you really could take the West, man.
Yeah, they could, man. You know, like I said, they in a good position, and like Big Thrillo said, they got people to run the ball too. That ain't the run game. Ain't no, you know, if you think TSU just gonna throw it, then you in for a surprise. They can run that ball really well. But I think that one of the things I think for this team is when you're a team that's young and you taking them steps, you got, you know what I'm saying, you took one step, you took another step. Now the championship the consistent championship contending step is a huge step to take. You know, you can be good and not cross that threshold. So this season is gonna be that year that they have to take that last step. And if they can take it, I think they got a good chance. Now unfortunately, they're gonna be disappointed on October 28th. So I still want y'all to come to Baton Rouge, come and say hey to me, but y'all gonna take an L in Baton Rouge. I'm putting all my voodoo out on that. I need to get that out the way, bro. So thank you for beating us in basketball the other day, so we can get back to winning football. Thank y'all for beating us in basketball so we can get back to football. So October 28th, we'll see y'all in Baton Rouge. We're gonna get y'all the Baton Rouge special. We're turning off all the clocks. We're gonna make y'all dress at the women's gym, which is further than the men's gym. So we're gonna make y'all walk. We're gonna make y'all walk at least a mile and a half, 2 miles to get to the stadium. So y'all be ready for everything. We're gonna block the roads, so it's gonna be tough for y'all to get over the hump. We're gonna make it hostile for y'all. So you can come and enjoy yourself, but hopefully y'all leave with an L. But seriously, this team gonna be tough, man. This team gonna be tough. I don't know if I'd rather play them early, man, and get it out the way. But by the time we play them, they probably gonna be rolling. I think, like I said, I would not be surprised to see the team win the West, man. If they could get past Prairie View to start, hey, you know how we do. You know how we do. We specialize in doing people wrong. That's why we don't got no good karma, man. We do everybody wrong. But you're gonna hear TSU name get thrown around a lot in the preseason because they deserve it. I think this team been built from freshmen not winning games to being the Lincoln streak. Yeah, y'all can extend the Lincoln streak, but that Southern streak is done. It's done. It's done. And if it ain't, I'll tell y'all where I sit at. Y'all can come and rub it in my face. So y'all make sure y'all do that. But we're gonna close this out with Southern. I'm not gonna say too much because we got a lot of questions to fill. But everybody, whether you're a Southern fan or you not, you already know Southern had quarterback problems all season last season. We did seem at midpoint that we had made some headway with that, and then after the Alcorn game, it kind of went downhill. So they brought in a lot of quarterbacks. I'm super biased to one, but I think he's gonna redshirt. But in the future, y'all look out for Zay T-Set. That dude gonna be a good one in a couple years. But I don't, like I said, I don't know if Dooley gonna have to make sure he get his quarterback situation straight, because in any school, man, quarterback is the position that everybody know. Your mama know who the quarterback is for your team. You know what I'm saying? She might not know nobody else, but your mama know who the quarterback is. So if the quarterback situation is bad this season, then people gonna look at Dooley real sideways, man. The offensive line definitely got some holes to fill. The defensive line got some holes to fill. Everywhere else is pretty solid. So the lines is huge. You have to have a good line play. And Southern offensive line going to have to fill 4 guys. They lost 4 guys on the offensive line. So that's my biggest question, really, more than quarterback. So right now, Noah is in the line for the starting job. So I think going into spring, he's QB1 as far as I heard. So it's going to be interesting. But I don't know, man. I'm just gonna sit back and watch and observe. But we got a SWAC schedule. We got 11-game SWAC schedule. So hey, I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh man, you left out Alcorn, man.
Oh man, hey man, don't know, man. Coach Fred gonna come and get me, man.
Yeah.
Coach Fred gonna come and get me. He goes, all right, man. Alcorn, man. I gotta show my respect to the Braves, to the big bad Braves. G gonna get me too. I gotta show. Hey, them big bad Braves might be back, man. They might be back. They got the running game. I know that for sure. Jarvion Howard, that dude is a monster, man. If their quarterback turned out to be as good as people say, old Fred might be done got him one again.
Oh yeah. Which quarterback? One from Missouri. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You get them young men's playing good, man. Them young men's be making it happen.
Oh yeah.
Hey, somebody gonna get you for that, man. Alcorn. Man, the people don't like that.
Candy corn.
Them people don't like that, man. But I think Alcorn gonna be in the mix, man. Like I said, the West is so wide open, man. If you can find a way to win a couple of games, you're gonna find yourself in the mix. And I like I said, I never count out old Fred, man. I just don't. When they was losing games in the middle of the season, I still was like, you can't count out Alcorn, bro, because they gonna find a way to get you. Oh man, Rod,
He's a smart man. That is a smart man.
I don't agree. I mean, well, technically, y'all might go undefeated in the SWAC, but I don't. September 9th, man, it got to be a different result. So I think JSU can go undefeated in the SWAC, though. I think it's a good possibility.
If they can go out there and just stomp South Carolina State and put FAMU on notice, we're putting the whole SWAC on notice again.
Yeah, if like you said, bro, they come out against South Carolina State and be all guns blazing. Yeah, people gonna have to look out because a lot of people looking for that, not a step back like a bad team, but take a step back and not be as explosive. But if they can be solid against South Carolina State and then come out against FAMU and handle business, yeah, people gonna be looking different, man. Rod said they're gonna be giving out 60 pieces, man.
Yeah, that's one thing about it though. With TCU offense, they gonna score now.
Hey,
that's
TCU gonna put the
score.
I mean, you got to, man. I think in this league, man, you got to be able to put points on the board, and you got to be able to keep people off the scoreboard. I know that sounds simple, but you got to be able to score because everybody gonna try to score. But you got to, if you can put points up and hold teams down 17, 15, 14, 17 points, and you score like 31, 35, you're obviously gonna win because you got more points. But if you can do that consistently, that's a championship. So I think like we've been saying, it's all gonna depend on how that defense is, man. If they keep the same philosophy and let those guys go out there and play free and not have to think too much, they're gonna be good. I meant to do this earlier, but man, shout out to Sayers Guthrie, man. That young dude is working, man. That young king is out there working, man. A lot of y'all college athletes, man, y'all need to look at what he do, man. That guy has really embraced the city of Jackson and the community, and he putting himself out there. I'm sure y'all probably all done seen him somewhere around town. He going around the schools and everything, man. So shout out to him, man. That young cat is definitely gonna be a great one on and off the field, man. So I wanted to go ahead and recognize that because I was impressed with a lot of things that he's doing. Y'all better get it before football, DJ. Y'all better get it before football, because when we come to time for football, we taking everything, man. We taking it all with us, bro. So anything y'all got, you need to get it now. And tell y'all basketball team, bro, they might win. I'm not talking. We didn't talk no basketball, but we're talking a little basketball next week because tournament is right around the corner. But man, that's gonna do it for today's show, man. This time went by pretty quickly, man.
It sure did, didn't it? When they gonna start selling tickets for the MEX SWAC challenge? Man, come on, let them tickets go, y'all.
Yeah, hopefully they start going on sale soon, man. Because you want to get that turnout, man.
Yeah, try to get tickets early because I don't want to fight the box now.
Them tickets gonna go fast, bro. Because people love ATL, bro. So it's gonna go fast. So hopefully, if I hear anything, man, I'll put the announcement out there. You got anything popping this week, Jamie G?
Not much of anything, but I will try to be in the building for that HBCU Legacy, though. I've just got to figure out how I'm gonna get down there, but I'm gonna get down there. I'm gonna get down there for sure.
If you make it down, man, holler at me. I will be there. So if anybody else down, y'all holler, man. They got plenty of tickets. They got plenty of tickets. $12 starting price, man. You can't beat that. So y'all make sure if y'all in the New Orleans area, y'all check that out. We got on football. I forgot the Andre Dawson Classic Saturday, man. Well, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in New Orleans. Andre Dawson Baseball Classic. So y'all, if y'all like SWAC baseball, y'all check that out, man. Y'all check out Rod Uncensored, man. On Monday, we're gonna be chopping it up over there. So y'all, I'm always post the link, so y'all go check out Rod. and what he doing. So we're gonna be over there doing our SWAC thing over there. And we'll be back here next week to talk some more SWAC talk. SWAC smoke. Sunday, I'm gonna take a dive into the SWAC standings, man, and try to figure out every possible outcome for the last 3 games of the season. So y'all buckle in for that. It's gonna be crazy. And other than that, I'm gonna try to do some things. Oh, what's up, Blue? I know Blue out there doing his thing in New Orleans. I see you out there working, man. Y'all shout out to the God, man. That's the man. Y'all shout out to the man. He got it going on.
Hey, Blue.
Hey, oh, go ahead.
Save your boy some chicken, Blue. Save you some of that Willie chicken, man.
Man, them boys ain't. They ain't sneaking to the top 8, man. They ran into that top 8. I'm happy with being 3rd or 4th place now since TSU is like 7th. So, that game was basically every Southern game in a nutshell, man. All the weaknesses that Southern have get exposed against a team like Grambling. We don't play well inside. We tend to go away from some things that work. We don't have a good second unit when it comes to point guard play. Get hot in the second half and make it a game, but you're playing guys out of position the whole second half. Grambling took advantage of that, went inside. That game was Southern game to win, but you can't miss as many free throws as we did in a game like that. And then to only score 2 points in overtime, that's not a good look. So Southern got to right the ship. First game Saturday in Bethune-Cookman, thankfully, is on HBCU Go, so I don't have to watch the Cat Eye Network.
Cat Eye Network.
Bro, the people from Bethune-Cookman gonna come and get me, bro. I'm glad Ed Reed ain't done, bro. Ed Reed will show up at my door. Ed Reed from Destrehan, so he'll take a trip back to the booth to come and get me.
The old Cat Eye Network.
Yeah, I love the Cat Eye Network, man. Let me stop. But man, we about to go ahead and get on up out of here, man. Gonna wrap this one up, and we're gonna catch y'all next week.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Weekend. Y'all be safe in these SWAC streets, bro.
Yes, because it's crazy in these SWAC streets, man. Y'all be ready for anything that come your way.